Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for this second little tutorial. It is part of the Christmas in July 2022 project collaboration with a hashtag. So make sure you check out the different projects made by the other artists too. They're all in the description below. Sorry. So right now what we're doing, we're choosing the pages for our junk journals. I did not want the journals to be too thick, so I decided to do only 80 pages. The plan is to put lots of pockets to be able to put ephemera in there. To have a lot of variety, I have selected different types of paper, pages from illustrated books, blank or printed, and coffee dyed pages, some ruled, some and coffee dyed as well, some colored plain pages, some with decorations from scrapbooking paper kits or paper pads, and also some plain envelopes to which we will of course add the envelopes that we decorated in our previous tutorial. If you haven't seen that tutorial, make sure you have a look. And then with all these different types of pages, I am going to make 3 different piles for 3 journals. 2 of them will be on Etsy. If you're interested, have a look at that as well. And one of them I will keep for myself. Now that we have our 3 piles, we're going to make 2 different signatures. I actually decided to make 3 in the end so that they wouldn't be too bulky. So I'm just redividing each pile into what type of pages they are and what I want in each signature. Like for example, I would want lined paper in each of the signatures. I would want plain paper in each as well. You know, just making sure there's variety absolutely everywhere. Once we know what kind of pages we want in each of our signatures, it's time to order them. So in here, what you're seeing, I haven't put all the pages I actually want to put in there, as I am currently printing and coffee dyeing some of the pages that have some PNG vector images on them of Christmas that I really like. So that is why I divided them into 3 instead of 2 signatures in the end, so that there would be, I mean, there's a lot more pages, so there's, you know, there would be less stuff. So yeah, anyways, what we're doing right now is just ordering them. So basically what I think about here is in general the colors that I want to match. Also, I don't want lines, paper with lines to be next to each other. I prefer to have like a page with colors or images in between. I also want to vary the textures. You know, it's just really a game of finding what you want next to which. And I'm going to do this with all 3 of these piles. Now that we have all our signatures ready, our 3 books ready, we're going to decorate the pages a little bit. I'm going to choose from all these beautiful laces I have, choose some colors that are very Christmassy to me. So mainly some reds, some dark greens, some like golden, silver, and probably also some off-white or beige, like this beautiful vintage lace that I really like. And there's also some fringes, and there's lots of choice. This white also kind of reminds me of snow, so I think it's a pretty good idea to use this in our journals. And then of course it might be used, it might not. It doesn't really matter. The idea is just to put everything on the side in case you might want it for the decoration. once we have selected all our ribbons, we're going to grab our signatures and we're going to choose which pages we want to decorate with which lace. I'm using textile glue and some textile scissors. I like to keep my scissors for cutting textiles and the ones for cutting paper on each side. I don't like to mix them because they get blunt too fast. So I'm just going to cut to size the ribbons, lace, and stuff that I want to use, and then we're just going to glue them. To decide how to use which and which together, I am of course checking the color on the actual page, but I am also checking the color of the pages that are adjacent to the one I'm going to decorate. So as you can see here, the page is pretty orange and brown, and the page next to it is like an off-white colored coffee paper page. So this more off-white lace is looking a lot better than the dark red or the green or even that white trim that I previously selected for this signature there. So as usual, don't forget that you can change your mind. It doesn't matter, and you can make mistakes. That doesn't matter as either. You can put anything you want. I mean, this is your journal, and it's going to look good whatever you do. Don't be scared to just try new colors, try new colors that probably don't match together for some people, but they would look beautiful for other people. So really just go nuts, go crazy, and try to do new associations and new things. It's always amazing to just try new things and see how they work out. Go crazy. As you can see here, I also have some really thick, very Christmassy lace that I've decided to use to make pockets. So I thought it was a pretty good idea to just use some of this beautiful lace with some snowflakes and use it as a side pocket or tuck spot. So I'm just going to use some textile glue to glue it at the bottom and at the at the top and on the side as well. And I'm going to go with my sewing machine for some of them if they don't hold too well, and just sew the side if it's necessary, and the top and the bottom. I try to match a very plain lace or ribbon to a page that has a lot more going on. And for example, I thought the stars on this page did not look so well. But right now I am going to use this wide vintage lace that I have at home that I think would be really, really pretty as a belly band. So since it's very lacy, there's not much to hold with the textile glue. So I'm going to use some, well, textile glue to just put it in place, and then use some pins or something to just hold it there, and then I will go back with my sewing machine to make sure nothing moves ever. So moving on this page, I thought these little snowflakes would look beautiful on this page, but it was just a little bit too much going on. So what I've decided to do is take some plain, it's not white, it's more off-white page cloth, and to just attach it right there in the middle and attach it to the page as a horizontal belly band. And I'm going to go with my sewing machine to sew it to the cloth, and then I'm going to attach it to the page. All right, so that is done. We've put some beautiful lace on all these signatures, which are our 3 books. Actually, I'm also going to add some other belly bands and some other decorations to the pages we're going to add, and then we're going to move on to the next bit of this tutorial. Yay! All right, so I've prepared the signatures. So we're doing 3 signatures. What I've done is I've printed out some pages that with like things I liked, like these. I think they're so pretty, and you can find these on my Etsy shop, and they're free of rights, so you can sell them as well. And I've also put some images that I found. These are like scrapbooking paper that I bought. This is paper I coffee dyed or tea dyed. Same here again, and here. And there's lots of different images and pages, so on and so forth. I love these very Christmassy, wintry pages. So yeah, this is what I've done so far. Oh, and for those who don't know, a signature is this. So it's the pages that you're gonna sew. You don't have to sew them one by one. You can just sew them like as a group. So it's a group of pages. And then I went through my stash and I found these. This is more like cardboard. It's scrapbooking paper. It's pretty thick. Some of it is not as thick, but I really liked it because it was a bit Christmassy and green, and I don't have a lot of green. And I've cut them to size to make pockets a bit everywhere. So I'm going to add these inside my my journal, my future journal. And I'm doing this before I'm doing the sewing the signatures, because I'm going to have to sew these to a cover, and then I won't be able to sew the pages. And I do like to sew everything. I think it's better than glue. It's just stronger and it looks nice. So yeah, I'm gonna do that now, and I'm also gonna check if I want to add some tiny little pockets from time to time, because I think that would look really cool, because we can then put some tiny little things like this. What are they called? Like cards and stuff like this. All right, let's do this. As usual, I will be using tacky glue to attach the pockets onto my pages, and then once it's dried, if necessary, sometimes I will or not just go ahead and sew everything with my machine, but you don't have to. To make it easy on me, I've also decided to put the same amount of pockets in each of the journals. So they will all have, if I'm not mistaken, 2 side pockets. Sometimes they're more in the center and sometimes they're more on the sides of the journals, like you can see here. And then I think they have at least 3 pockets at the bottom, each of them. And then there's the tiny pockets as well. And of course, they're not added in here yet, but there will be all those envelope pockets that we will be adding really, really soon. I really need to get one of these tiny glue applicators that I see some other people have. If you know, if you've gotten some, please leave me a little comment with where you found it, maybe how much it costed, and if you have any ideas and suggestions and stuff, because that would really help a lot. Thanks. And now it's time to add those tiny pockets I mentioned, and here I did a mistake. if you want to have a small pocket on a big pocket and you want to sew it with the machine, you should do that before gluing the pocket onto your page, because otherwise, I mean, you just can't sew a tiny pocket on a big pocket that's already sewn on a page, if you see what I mean. And now it's time to add the pockets that we made. So I've got quite a lot. I might not put all of them in. So I'm gonna do a first pass on each of the journals, each signature, and try to put the same amount of little pockets in each signature and each journal. I also have prepared my envelopes according to the type of paper that's around, the size, etc., so that there's as much variation in each signature and each journal. And I am trying to match the colors. You know, the colors of Christmas for me, it's a lot of green, reds, blues, and like silvers and other metallic colors. So I'm also trying to check when there's not a lot of red going around. I'm just gonna try to place a bit more red to do more variation, or I'm going to try to match the colors together. Like if you have a let's just see here, there's not a lot of color going on, but there's this image of the woods, so maybe this image with the deers goes pretty well. And I do like this brownish tint that we have on this little pocket, because it goes well with my coffee dyed paper. So this is literally how this goes. And also, I've actually done a mistake here. So if you're going to do the same, make sure you think about where to put these envelopes before you do your pages and your journal, because you're going to have to glue them onto your pages, and sometimes you already have something on your page and you can't glue them. Maybe you want to think about gluing the envelopes together so that you can just add the whole 2 envelopes in your signature. But if you do that, you have to think about it before you cover up your envelopes, because here, if I glue one envelope to the other and they're all already just very decorated, then I'm gonna end up with this piece of non-decorated envelope that's gonna be stuck on a decorated envelope. So there's a problem there. So the way I dealt with this issue is I decorated my journal a lot. Oh, and here we have the problem of the paper that's just the wrong way. So here also I just decorated it and I covered up the area that was the wrong way with some images, vintage images of Christmas. Yeah, so I did a lot of decorations to hide those sides that were stuck on the pages. I also sometimes put pockets to hide, or ribbon, lace, or just page, like pages, patchwork pages and some printed beautiful pages, stuff like that. So yeah, lots of decorations to come in the future videos. One more thing I decided to do is use these stencils that are sometimes a bit Christmassy, sometimes not that much, but I thought they looked really good and they were going well with the theme. So I used these mainly in the pages that were a bit not too decorated, a bit plain, and I wanted to add a little bit more decorations on them. I also made sure I used the exact same stencils for all of the signatures as usual because I don't have a lot of them, first of all, and I wanted to make sure that I would put all of them in and have a lot of variation and nice decorations in my journals. So the way you do this is very simple. I use a vintage photograph Ranger product by Tim Holtz because I think it's very subtle. It goes well with my coffee dyed paper, but you can use any color you want. If you want to do green and red, go for it. It's gonna be super pretty, I think. Also, do let me know in the comments if you use this kind of technique. How do you use it? Also, if you have other ideas, if you use different ideas, things, techniques, let me know. I would absolutely love to know how you decorate your journals, and well, maybe I could try some of those techniques myself. I would absolutely love to know how you do it and how it looks. So yeah, this is literally what we're going to do. We're just going to stamp with my little tool here, and it's not a very complicated tool. It's just a piece of moss, I guess. Sorry about the hair. And then I always clean up not the mossy thing, but the stencils at the end. Otherwise, you might get some colors that are unwanted. So I always clean up the stencils. A last little thing on this tutorial is to make the cards that go into these little envelope pockets that we've made. Some are a little bit snug, so I went ahead and cut them off. But what I'm doing is I'm going to grab all the pieces of scrapbook paper or cardboard paper, which are pretty thick. I just went ahead and looked in my stash what colors went well with the Christmas theme, and you can see them on the top left of my journal. And now I'm just going to cut pieces to go into the pockets very simply. And then in another next video, we're going to decorate all those cards as well as the entire journal with a lot of images, which are vintage images that I printed out. And I'm going to make a kit that will be available on Etsy. If you're interested, don't hesitate to have a look. If they're not on my Etsy channel, please just send me a message and say that you're interested, and I will put them back up. It's maybe because it's not the season anymore, so just let me know. And then we're probably gonna move on to the next video. Oh yeah, when you want to cut the piece of cardboard to fit your envelope, you can have it really snug and make it fit perfectly, especially with the envelope because there is no glue. So it usually just works pretty well. But since I'm going to decorate a little bit, I've decided to remove at least half a centimeter. So do it a little bit smaller, the card, than the envelope. See, this is a little bit too snug. So later on, after I decided to really put a lot of decorations, I also decided to make the cards a little bit smaller so that the decorations would fit in the pockets with no problem. And with the cards that go in these envelopes, I also try to match the colors, make sure that the colors go well with the paper that's on the envelopes. Same, it's either the colors or maybe it's the decorations on it. If it's a little stars decoration or something, I'm probably not gonna put it. If there's stars all around the envelope, but then even then it doesn't matter. Sometimes it works really well. So it's really up to you to check what you want in your envelope, which colors you want in your envelope, and then just make them match. And this is the end of this tutorial. I really hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed making it. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe if you like what I do. It really helps and supports my channel. You can also share it if you like. It really helps me out. And of course, since it's a collaboration, don't forget to have a look at all the work done by the other artists in this collab. And I will see you guys really soon in the next video. Yay! Bye!